hot air hangs like a dead man from a white oak tree. People sitting on porches thinking how things used to be. Dark night, it's a dark night. Dark night, it's a dark night.
Greetings, my name is Addicted to Bleeps and you're watching The Dark Night Detectorist.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is an Easter bank holiday Monday. We haven't exactly had the best of weather over this weekend. The best day was Easter Sunday, but that's a family day, so I didn't get out for that one. I'm up to a farm that I've been up to only a couple of times. On the first time I found an Elizabeth I penny, and then the second time it was nothing but lead, but I've got all access to any of the fields. You can see some of them are planted behind me, but he said, you know, I've seen the way that you conduct yourself. He said you just go wherever you like. So at the moment we're going to be tackling these planted fields while I can still get on them before they get too long. But we have got a good find. I know I normally do a live dig first, but I was just getting a feel for this particular field. But we've got a good target down here, so let's turn you around and have a look. So this was ringing in a 19. There we go, look at that. I'm hoping that this is a good sign. There may be somebody up there is on my side. What we'll do is we'll get this cleaned up and then we'll give you a better view of it. So there we have it, all cleaned up. It's a little bit ironic really, isn't it? It's an Easter weekend and my first find is I know I shouldn't chuckle about it. It's a bloke stapled to a cross like Jesus. Well, it is Jesus, isn't it? But I've cleaned it up. It's got a little bit of rusty crud on the back there. I can't see any point where it would have been like part of a pendant. I don't know, maybe it was a pin badge or something. So there we are. Maybe we got a detecting god of some kind on my side today. He's cleared up the weather, so we're going to get out here and do what we can. But now it's the first decent find on the board. And just before we move on to the next target, another little bit of something that's ironic is to get to that Jesus on a cross, I also had to move a big rock, just like he did on his resurrection. Right, this ringing up a 79. You can't tell me that don't mean there's not been activity here. That to me looks like a piece of lead pipe. And I don't mean the one that was found in the library, having been used by Colonel Mustard to bludgeon Miss Scarlet around the head. No, that one is not one of those I haven't got a Cluedo on. This is definitely a piece of lead pipe of some kind. There's got to be something in these fields. Our next one up, reading in a 49, is a little musket ball that hasn't been quite clipped to load into the musket. So between that and a piece of lead pipe, there's some activity on this particular farm. Now that has got to be the biggest bridle ring I found. Look at that, that is a big one, isn't it? That's what she said. Yeah, a little bit of a surface find, about half of it was sticking out the ground. Blew my ears off, but no, can I beat that? Right, so our next target up is ringing in a 40. This I'd say that's a bit of a horse tack. Yeah, I'd love to think there was a medieval cufflink, but no, that's a bit of horse tack. And I think the sun has definitely burnt away the clouds now, and it's getting really hot. And we're literally just concentrating on these little areas here that are you know, bit bare. The farmer said I can go wherever I want, but if I go where it's bare, I ain't got to worry about stepping on, you know, this crop, and some of it is a bit long anyway. So there you go, that's our latest find. So there's bits coming up in this field. It won't be long. Finish this bare patch and be off to another one. Well, I think this is definitely a horsey field. There's another one of those big bridle rings. I said, could I beat that? Yeah, I can. It's got a nice attachment on it there. So yeah, that's the second one. I found one of them earlier, but I wasn't sure whether that was like a dog's collar or... I think that's a dog's collar, and that's definitely horsey. So yeah, that's not too bad. Bring in a 67. What we got? Looks like a threepenny bit. Yeah, I'd say that's a threepenny bit. With the old Scottish whatever they are on there. Get you to focus in on that. So I don't know what the date is on that. Looks like a Georgia 6th to me. I'll see if I can get it cleaned up, and hopefully you should see something better now. But there you go, first coin in the bag. Right, so we've done that little bit of a field there, and obviously he's had maize in here and he's got sheep and all that. He's probably been trampled down for quite a while. He's got some beets in the one corner as well, but I want to try and find out where the other field is that he's got planted, so I can tackle that before I can get on there again. So while we're walking across the field, do you remember this video here? Back in November, I was on a group dig and found a hoard of shotgun shells and all that. Right at the end, it was wasn't planned. I did a little bit of a giveaway for one of these transfers that you can iron onto your shirt, and all we had to do was put a comment in the video, and I forgot all about it. I'm sorry, you know, I you know, for forgetting that. I kind of make Keir Starmer look good, don't I? Promises for giveaways and forgot to do it. So while we're trying to find out this other field, here's the duck race for the winner of that Iron and Minelab Manticore transfer. Let's get going and see you back in a minute. So well done to the winner. If you want to get in touch with me, if we're already friends on Facebook, you can get hold of me via Messenger. Otherwise, the email to get in touch is in the about section on my homepage. So we had a bit of a break because while you were watching the duck race, we had a bit of a torrential downpour, so I had to run for cover, which luckily I was quite close to the barn. So we're on to another planted field now. And we're going to have a go on this. Like I said, although the farmer said I can go on it, I'm going to try and stick to sort of like the shorter areas if I can. And if not, then we've got another field that we can go at. There's quite a few. You can go wherever you want, but you know, let's get on the bits that we can tackle now before it gets too long, and then concentrate on the bits that haven't been planted yet a little bit later date. So let's waffle in. Let's get on. Right, we're on our second coin of the day. Very worn down. Might be able to get something off that if I can clean it up. Somebody facing that way makes a change. Normally finding coins of George III, which they go the other way. I'll try and get some detail off it, and I'll let you know if I can identify it. Yeah, second coin of the day, and hopefully something else comes up. Right, we are heading back to the car, and we're on a bit of pasture next to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oak trees, and they're big ones. So got here a 64, 65. Oh no. Yeah, we got a bit of a buckle. Yeah, so I don't know, your guess is good as mine. Is that old? Or is that just like off a bout? Yeah, so we're just going to have a look on this pasture now and see whether we can find anything, because the fields I was going on were very, very quiet. Might need a bit more time on them, to be honest, but anyway, we'll crack on and see if we can get anything off this grass. Right, so here we are at 2 weeks after the first part of this video. Following weekend, decided just to have a little bit of family time. It was weekend before my boy went back to school, and then obviously during the week it's just been an absolutely scorcher. So it's been 2 weeks since I've been up here, but good for me because the last time I was up here, some of the ground was really hard going, but the farmer, he's worked over this field. This was literally hard compacted and the sheep were eating beets off it and everything. So there's that. And then obviously I come down, look how dry it is. Look at the dust. And then down here we got an area down there where they've had the mini digger and they're doing some sort of work. So I think I'm going to try this area first, and then if there's not much coming out of this field, we will come back up into the one behind me. But no, it's just a lovely day. We're going to have a bit of cloud cover later, which I'll be grateful for. But if it gets too warm, we just take off the hoodie and put it in the rucksack. Anyway, let's chit chat, let's get off, because history is not going to find itself, is it? And before we kick off part 2, I just want to say a big thank you to TC Detects, who has lent me a wireless microphone setup to try it. So got this little magnetic held on thing. It's a bit like the little disc ones, the little ice hockey pucks that Hollyland do. But these are a cheaper Chinese alternative. But he had another set, so he's kindly sent one out for me to trial. And we're going to see how this get on. If it is good, then obviously you're hearing me. If not, you're going to be hearing me dubbing over, and it's going to look like some poor dubbed Bruce Lee martial arts movie. Right, let's get on. Right, we've been out in the field for about 45 minutes. Not much happening, but I've got this nice signal here that was a 30. It was a 31, 32. If we get this, you can just about see the imprint where something was there. And I think we got ourselves a lead trading token. Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. Oh, we'll give this a bit of a clean up and we'll be right back. There we go, look at that. That is gotta be medieval. Oh yes. So on this particular farm, I've had 2 decent finds. One was last year, was that Elizabeth, the first hammered coin. 2 weeks ago, in the first part of this video you would have seen, I found the crucifix. And then this is the 3rd best find on this farm. A medieval trading token, farmer's token, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it's just flat on the back. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful, that. Yes, it's definitely made coming out just to get this, really has. Right, let's take some photographs and we'll see you at the next hole. God, I haven't said that for a while, have I? Right, as you can see, we are in this field now. The one that's been worked, it's easy digging. The other one was very stony, hard digging, and the smell of chicken manure was really overpowering. So first target, I think that was about an 81. That looks to me like an aluminium bag seal. And it's got something on that side which I can't really make out. Yeah, can't mistake that. Holes on both sides. Evidence where it's crimped. So first find is an aluminium bag seal. Alright, normally I wouldn't show this, but it was literally just below the surface, giving off one of those signals. But that could be something that I've been waiting to find. And I know you might think that's a bit daft, but you know, on the side I do, you know, little bits of metal work. And over a year ago I started a project, and this might be something that I can put onto it. Yeah, it might just be something I've been waiting for, that. Right, we've got a nice target down here. It was ringing in a nice 70. That's some sort of a pendant or something. Give this a bit of a clean up and hopefully we'll find something on there. Right, this was the first of a few video clips that didn't really come up with any audio with this particular mic setup, but here it is all cleaned up. Now, my first thought was maybe it was a dog tag or something, but if that is the case, then the dog would have been upside down, and on the back there you could see some that probably looks like maybe it could have been something like a badge fitting or something like that. And it just seems a weird type of thing to find, that, you know, it could have been a badge thing as well as like a pendant type thing. But there you can see there, if it was on a pendant, then the dog would have been upside down. Now the dog to me looks like it could have been either something like a corgi or a miniature Dutch hound, or as we call them in the UK, a sausage dog. And it also, with the dog inset into the pattern along that like red enamel, it seems a bit of a posh dog tag if it is one. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. If anybody else has seen anything like this, maybe drop it in the comments. But nevertheless, it was still a nice little find on a very wise but quiet day. So let's move on. Right, next find up is a pistol shot. And I don't know whether you can hear it in the background, but I've taken a bit of an unorthodox style of metal detecting today because I'm out on my own, and it does get a little bit lonely, and especially when the finds are not great. I've taken to just putting a little bit of background music on in my backpack, just low enough that I can still concentrate on the tones, because I concentrate better when I've got music, and it's the same at work. When I've got music in the background, I concentrate a lot better. So it's not so lonely. Now I've got a bit of Billy Joel in the background. We didn't start the fire, so let's crack on and see if we can find anything else. There we go, got another pistol shot. This time this one was ringing in a 44 on the Manticore. Right, so we had a couple of little bits out of that field, but just a few of those bits of green waste. I hate those little bitty bits of IKEA cabinets. They give off such bloody good target tones, and when they're just annoying to find. And I'm just wondering how many more of them are on that bloody field. But if you can find them little things, then surely they, you know, you walk over anything big enough, then you're going to find it, ain't you? Anyway, we're just going to walk through this field to get to another field, and if anything comes up we'll show you. But while we're walking across there, let's find out who the winner is on those Dark Knight pull string goodie bags. If there are more than one person with the exact answer and the way to that silver coin, if you can call it that, then the multiple correct answers will go into a duck race, and we'll find a winner that way. So good luck to everybody that entered, and I do appreciate you entering, and I do appreciate you watching. So let's go and find out who the winner is. Right, let's find out the weight to this coin. So the scales are on 0. There's the coin. So let's see what we got. So the weight is 1.29. Let's see who got it. Right, our first coin of the day, unfortunately, is a Brucey blank and really wafer thin. Yeah, ain't getting nothing off that. Right, it's a bit of a shame that this one isn't complete, because it would have been a nice buckle. Ringing in a 48. And it wasn't exactly on the conductivity line, it was just bleeding off downwards a little bit. So obviously when you've got the Manticore, you don't just rely on everything being bang on that line. You really got to make a decision whether you think it's going to be whether it's going to be worth digging. Again, oh dear, it's just like, you can find little specks like this, and I just literally like, oh, if these were silver or gold, yeah, I'll be loving it. But it's just a piece of crap. Picking up specks like this, but you know, there's nothing else here to find that I'm getting the impression of. Oh well, we keep pushing on because it's what we do. Right, latest find, ringing in a 78. Is that some sort of amount? But there's nothing on that side. Absolutely nothing. Which makes you wonder, I don't know, it could be something or something of nothing. And yet another clip that didn't have any audio. For pure transparency, I already know what this is. I put it back in this little bit of dirt just to show you where it's sat, and just so also when you take it out you can actually see the imprint of where it's sat. It was ringing in a 20 on the Manticore, and it is another lovely find. It is another lead trade token. And there she is, all cleaned up. What a beauty. As per normal, they are literally blank on the back. But look at that. That is absolutely stunning. 2 medieval farm tokens, or trade tokens, whatever you want to call them. Double bubble today. I think this literally means I've got a video to pull out. That is stunning. Time for some photos. Right, we're just finishing on a bit of pasture because it's literally on the paddock right behind my car. So just had this ringing in a 70. It's got a very vague silhouette there, but I don't know, I've tried pulling through the tumbler, and if I can get anything off it then you'll see it. If not, for now we're just going to put it down as a Brucey blank. Right, so here we are, we arrived at the treasure mat. So let's go down and have a look at all the bits that we found in a very packed couple of days. So there we got that lead piping. That shows that there's possibility of some activity there. A few other bits of lead, that was a big chunky bits, and a few narrow bits as well. Then we got a bit of copper piping, copper wire, and then we got these horrible tinfoil bits that are horrible. Found these aluminium nails, and then a couple of aluminium bits. I thought this was an ampuller at first when I first unearthed it, but no, it's just an aluminium tube thing. Then we got obviously these bits of tin bits I call shrapnel, but they're not. Stainless steel bracketry, and then we got all these other little tiny bits, the IKEA cabinet bits and everything. They give off such lovely targets. But oh, I'll tell you what, you're finding specs like that, surely you should be finding the bigger stuff as well. But it just proves that not always the case. Then we got our little shotty bits, and then a couple of rifle and gun rounds. And then these, they're not lead, but they are quite heavy. I don't know, that one there, I really don't know, maybe part of a molten metal or something or other. And then we've got a couple of aluminium sort of like bracketry, probably window latches. The anonymously bottle caps that always give off good tones. These some more IKEA cabinet fitting bits are always giving off bloody good signals. And then we got a few buttons from our trip out as well. A couple of other little bits of other bits, sort of like nails and bits and bobs. Now that one there, I'm looking forward to cleaning that one. And then we got that looks like a fitting off a hose pipe of some sort. Then, is that a mount, or is it just an identification plate off of machinery? I do not know. Then we got our horsey bits with the leather straps still attached. Then we got a couple of these bits, I don't know what the hell they are. And then we got to the good stuff over 2 parts. Obviously bits of leather wear for horses. And then we got a bridle ring. We got the 3 musket balls that we ended up with. Part of the buckle. And then we got some little coins. Some of them not too much on. And we got that aluminium bag seal. That could be a dog tag. I still don't know what it is. So if anybody knows, drop a comment in below. Yeah. And then we got to our crucifix with Jesus on the first day. And then we got the twins, the stunning lead trade tokens. I don't mind finding these at all. So there we have it. That is one monumental effort just to get a video out. It's taken 2 days, over 2 weeks. Hopefully it was something that you enjoyed, and as per normal I always like to show you the rubbish that is found during metal detecting, because it's not all gold and silver. It's definitely not that for me, and definitely not silver all the time. Once in a while I can get a bit of silver, but still waiting for that elusive hammer for the Manticore. It's getting, God, it's got to be about a year now. But no, it's easy digging on that farm up there. Now he's planted it, and he said I can go on it. He said I can still go in the bits that they're shooting up and everything. But for a farm that was part of an estate up until the 1920s, it's like a lot of my other permissions, it's very, very quiet. So it takes a lot of patience. But I have come up with that new way to help me getting through those dry periods where you know, your enthusiasm can drop. And I know a lot of people probably won't do this, but I find putting some music on my phone and just putting it in my backpack, just at that level enough where you just got something in the back of your ears. You can still, you know, you can still listen it for those tones, but just having a little bit of background, so it just helps me concentrate that little bit more. And like I said in the video, I always have music on at work when I'm concentrating, and if I'm doing stuff at home, even such thing like mowing the lawn, I've always got music in my ears. So hopefully this will be a new chapter in where I go out, and even when it's really dire and it's getting to the point where I just, oh God, I just want to go home, bit of music on in the background, and it just gives you something else to concentrate on as well as the tones. And believe me, I think it worked for me today. You know, like I can just, if I'm out there, you know, humming to myself anyway, or whistling to myself, having a little bit of music you can sing to yourself while you're swinging along and listen out for those tones. I'm definitely going to be using that technique in future. Right, anyway, I'm going to get off. As always, thank you very much for taking the time out to watch the video. Please give it the thumbs up. And why not consider subscribing? It's absolutely free. Get over to LP and for all your detecting needs. And also, if you're after a cable protector for your cable from the cord up to the machine, check out Snake Wrapz. If you know Ant Blakey direct on Facebook, get in touch with him. He mainly sells on eBay, I think. I'll have a look on eBay, and if I can find a link to his listings on there, I'll drop it in the description. But they are good quality cable protectors, and you can get them in a whole range of different colours. Anyway, less waffling. I'll see you on the next one. As always, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again. All right, ta-da.